Welcome everyone, Steve Macari here. Let's do a little Qigong today to help support the transition to summer and the fire element. This transition energetically actually occurred on May 5th according to the solar terms calendar. Even if it doesn't feel like summer where you are, which it doesn't where I am, it's starting to come. It's starting to feel a little bit nicer out, a little bit warmer. And so here are a few Qigong forms you can incorporate to kind of help smooth out that transition. So let's start with a little gathering in. This is an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, the hands float down. Exhale, they turn over and go out and up. Inhale. Exhale. You want to go at least shoulder width with your stance on this one. I'm going a little bit wider. This feels like a nice stance for me. Not closer than shoulder width on this one. And here's what it looks like from the side. The hands float down, turn over, and kind of push out and up. It's right about there. And they fold really soft, roll over, and float down. As you're doing this form, you really want to start to check in with your body and see what's tight, what's not tight. Start to kind of scan your body. As you do that, your body's going to start to naturally loosen up. As soon as you become aware of an imbalance, very often that can help correct the imbalance. And we all have them. So as I'm doing this, I'm trying to take stock of what feels tight and what doesn't. I'm trying to slowly, very slowly elongate my breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You could deepen that breath as well. Really focus on letting this movement initiate from the shoulder blades and creating a little bit of space in your armpits as you do this. Now we can flow into a variation of this where I take my left foot and turn it about 45 degrees to the left and my right foot about the same. So I'm roughly 45 degrees to the left right here. And we're going to do a similar motion, except we're going to rock back and go forward. Inhale and go back. I'm kind of really sitting into this back foot here. Most of my weight's there. And as I go forward, most of my weight is on the front foot, but I'm not going past the toe. Kind of centered over that foot right there. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. And really find your rhythm with it. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. You want to feel really balanced and strong right here. You don't want to be too far forward and you don't want to be back here. Really centered, like almost like as if you really are ready to like attack. You want to feel really strong in this position right here. Inhale. Exhale. This one might want to pick up speed, but just try and slow it down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Now let's mindfully transition to the left side. So what I do is I turn my right foot in here. And so for a second, I'm kind of in this position right here. And now I just lift this foot up like this. And now both of my feet should be facing 45 degrees in this opposite direction. I'm gonna kind of shift over because I'm on a funny stone right here. But you can transition without doing that fancy transfer, but it's kind of fun sometimes to kind of keep the energy. So if you do it that way, it kind of just flows a little bit better. So you're out here, and then you keep your palms connected, turn that one in, and then turn this one and you're right here. And you can flow right into that next side, the left side. So inhale and back, exhale forward. It's the same motion. Inhale back, exhale forward. And you can play with how wide your stance is on this one. Sometimes I like to get a little more martial with it and go forward and back like this. But you'll find a position which feels good to you. It should feel pretty comfortable. Inhale back, exhale forward. Also, you should always check that your heels are aligned. So you don't want to be back there or back there. Kind of start this way, heels are aligned. You can put like a broomstick behind you, or if you're on a wooden floor, or if you have a rock near you, some kind of straight line, you can check that you're aligned. So just check that out. Inhale, exhale forward. Inhale, exhale forward. Again, try and let this movement initiate from the shoulder blades. You want to feel real strong right here. My breath starts to really deepen as I do these because I feel really powerful as I'm doing this one. It almost sometimes becomes like a pushing motion. So if you start to get that feel, you start to feel real strong, you're on to what we're after here. Okay, keep those feet kind of wide, but square them off so that we're pointing forward like this. We're going to incorporate a form here from the 8 pieces of brocade. It's called Sun Trails Across the Mountain. So I want you to rest your hands on your legs here, 4 fingers on the inside and the thumb on the outside. And so I really want you to look down, and your heart should be facing the earth. I really want you to pretend that you're grounding, or visualize that you're grounding your heart. Your heart's connected to the earth. And so what we're going to do is a simple weight transfer and look over our left and right shoulder. So I'm going to take an inhale, transfer all my weight to my left foot, and look over this shoulder with an exhale. Inhale back to center, exhale and look over the right shoulder as I transfer all my weight. You really are transferring as much weight as possible. This leg should feel solid. Inhale back to center, exhale and look over the left shoulder. And you're not leaning on the legs. Your hands are just kind of lightly resting there. Inhale back to center. Exhale, look over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center, the other way. And do this with whatever range of motion that you have. Focus on the weight transfer and grounding the heart. If you can't go like this, you can go do this. You can stay higher. You don't have to get real low. Or if you want to go lower, some people get really fancy and go really low like that. You can do that as well. I tend to do it somewhere in the middle. This is really great for the heart, also for the lungs and the intestines. One more to the right. Okay, let's bring the feet closer together here. This is a 6 healing sound form for the heart. There's a mudra associated with it and a healing sound. So the mudra looks like that. right there. So I hope you can see that. Basically what I'm doing is bringing the index finger and the pinky to the thumb, and the middle finger and the ring finger are kind of hanging out. I bring them together such that the sides of the pinkies are touching, and it makes kind of like a beautiful flower shape. And this shape right here, the corners, the thumb and the two other fingers touching the thumb are going to go into the corner of your eye, and that's roughly the bladder 1 point. So we're going to go into the eye, and I'll show you what the rest of the form looks like. Got to turn my hat around for this one. We start right here with the hands on the lower dantian, right over left or left over right, wherever it flows for you when you go like this. Let's just stay here for a moment and inhale and exhale. Okay, now we're going to inhale, exhale, and empty our breath. Grab that mudra, bring the hands together, still inhaling into the corner of the eye. And then we exhale and open up with the fire sound, which is we inhale and grab that mudra and put it back into the eye. So we're doing that fire sound, which is the ha sound, 2 times. And so let's string it all together right here. Inhale, exhale, empty your breath. Grab that mudra, bring the hands together, still inhaling. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. When you're right here, you can give the pinky a little wiggle. The pinky is connected to the heart. And you can also visualize really that you're kind of like looking through this lens where it's like you're looking at the world for the first time. At least that's what it feels like to me. Inhale, the hands are really soft as you go back into the eye. And then really open up with that fire sound. The mudra kind of naturally releases for me right about here, and the hands are soft as I come back to the lower dantian. Let's do 3 more of these. This is a really powerful one. This one also helps with sleep. It also helps to work the spirit of the heart. That's actually like the deepest layer of the heart, beyond just the physical layer. So inhale, exhale. One more. Okay, now let's move to a 6 healing sounds form for the water element. And water is going to really help to balance fire and keep it under control. And so this is another 6 healing sounds form. There's 2 healing sounds for this one. One of them is the sound we were just doing. That's that ha sound for fire. And the other one is a healing sound that's specific to the water element. And it goes like this. It's kind of like you're saying chu, he, and you're stringing it together. I'll do it for you now without the movement. And there's a mudra for this form as well. This mudra is maybe a little bit simpler. It's the opposite of the last one we did. So before we were connecting the index finger and the pinky to the thumb. Now we're taking those two other fingers, the middle finger and the ring finger, and connecting it to the thumb. So it looks like that. This mudra is also involved in clearing waste from the body. So we're working with the water element here, and specifically the kidneys. And so it's interesting because the kidneys play a role in removing waste from the body, water-soluble waste. So here's what the form looks like. It starts with our hands in that same position over the lower dantian. And so we're going to inhale, exhale, empty our breath. The hands turn in. We grab that mudra right about here and turn the hands out as we go into a bit of a squat. And the hands come out like this. During that motion, we need to be making that healing sound. So let me show you what that looks like. Ready? We're going to inhale, exhale, empty our breath. Inhale, grab the mudra. We should end up in this position. And then we inhale as we come back up. The mudra kisses, and then we make that fire sound. Inhale, exhale, empty our breath. Inhale, exhale, empty our breath. This is an inhale as we come right about here. And then a inhale back up. If you're not familiar with the 6 healing sounds, when you're making the sound or the 6 healing song, that's your exhale. So, ready? Inhale, exhale, no healing sound yet. A bit of a quick inhale, and then we turn out with the exhale and the first healing song. This mudra should kiss right here. If you have to look down to get it to kiss, go for it. Or if you just want to bring them close together, that's cool. And then right here, the mudra releases. Let's do one more. How'd that feel? It's one of my favorites. Okay, let's move to a form here where we're working with the earth element. As we transition between seasons, we move to the earth element. The earth element is sometimes associated with late summer, but it's also kind of a pivot that's associated with the transition between seasons. The earth element is also linked to the spleen and stomach, which are incredibly important organs to nourish. They play a critical role in digestion and really adapting to the change of seasons and digesting what you're exposed to in life. So I'm going to keep my feet about where they are right here. In this form, we're going to start with, in this position right here, and we're going to inhale up a little bit, and we're going to exhale down. There's no healing song, it's just inhale and an exhale. So we inhale up, and we exhale down. Palms are down, fingers are pointing towards each other. Here we're kind of visualizing scooping some energy up from the earth. Now the palms are up, bring it up to about the solar plexus, and we turn it over and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And you want to be tucking your tailbone slightly here. Tucking your tailbone means that you're kind of going, I'm going to exaggerate things. So instead of being here, You're kind of bringing it here a little bit. So tucking it a little bit. Without really, you don't want to be squeezing the butt muscles. It's just a slight tuck of the tailbone. And so we were inhaling, exhaling, down. What you're doing here is actually kind of pulling energy from the earth and sending it back into the earth. It's kind of like a bit like a washing machine. Pulling clean energy up and sending stale energy back into the earth where it's cleaned. Sometimes you get a little bit of a kind of like a reverberation here. And on these inhales, when you're doing this, you can visualize leading energy through the bottoms of the feet, the bubbling well, the kidney 1 point, up the legs to the perineum, actually all the way up the spine to what's known as the great hammer, the do 14 point. It's the base of the neck, about shoulder level. It's around C7 vertebra. And so you can actually lead energy as you're doing this with your hands up to that point. And as you exhale, you can send that energy out the hands, and also, or actually you can send it back out the legs. So whatever visualization works better for you. Inhaling up, I'm going to send it out the hands. So it comes up the legs to that do 14 point, and as we exhale, it shoots out the arms and out the palms back into the earth. Inhale up to do 14, great hammer. Inhale and lead this energy up the legs to the perineum, up the spine to do 14. Keep the hands really soft here. And with the hands, what I'm doing is I'm actually kind of, with each hand, kind of using that to kind of visualize energy going up the feet. It's not so much that you're picking up the energy with your hands. That's part of the motion. I'm kind of leading it up the legs, leading up to do 14, and then I'm sending it out the palms back into the earth. If you wanted to send it back out the feet and not the hands, which is another visualization, you would have to lead the energy all the way up to the crown and then send it back down the center of the body, back out the feet. So there's different variations of this, but I would go with the motion where you go up to do 14 and out the hands. Ready? Let's do 3 more. This is a really important one to do right now. All right, that was beautiful. Now let's do another form here. It's a pretty fun one. It's kind of a squat where we're compressing and expanding an energy ball that kind of stems from the heart. So again, this is the stance that feels comfortable for me. If you want to bring in a little bit more, you can. If squatting, when you do this one, doesn't feel good, you can actually totally do this one just in a standing position or a seated position. Basically, what we're going to be doing is starting with an energy ball right around our heart right here, and we're going to be taking that out and back, out to about 45 degrees, and back. And that's going to kind of be rotating this way, alternating. So ball's small, it stays small, we bring it out in front of the heart, bring it back in, and it kind of gets bigger. You can do this one by visualizing a connection between your palms in all these angles, even when you're out here. Although sometimes people turn this into more of kind of a pushing motion like this, where the palms are out. I would do whichever one feels more right for you, or experiment and see which one you get a better energetic response for. I'm generally right about here with it. So what we want to do though is incorporate a little bit of a weight drop into it. So I'm going to inhale, exhale right about here. Inhale as I stand up, exhale as I go out 45 degrees. Inhale as I stand up, exhale as I go straight out. Inhale back in. Exhale 45 degrees. You can go as deep as you want on this squat. Some days I like to go really deep. Some days I stay a little bit higher. Whatever feels right for you. And again, you could do this seated or standing as well. So we're kind of compressing and expanding that energy from the heart. This is going to have a beneficial impact on the heart chakra as well. And really all of the energy channels that run through the arms. There's 6 energy channels that run through the arms, 6 primary channels. And again, whenever you're doing these type of movements, really visualize the movement coming from the shoulder blades. Getting movement in the shoulder blades is helpful for the energy channels themselves. It's also helpful from a structural standpoint. So exhale, inhale, exhale. And when you're doing these, you can actually give another little wiggle. I mentioned this before, a little wiggle with your pinky. The pinky is where the heart and small intestine run down. So you can actually kind of further activate that channel by giving a little wiggle of the pinky at the end here, if you want. It's not necessary. All right, and here's another one for the heart as well, where before we were kind of, with sun trails across the mountain, our heart was facing the earth. So we were kind of grounding our heart to the earth. But there's this other notion of kind of letting the heart open up to the heavens. It's kind of grounding it or connecting it to the heavens, which can be really powerful as well. And so in this one, we're going to do that. So here what we're going to do, the hands are going to kind of float on the side of the body, not out here. And we're really going to, I'll do this one from the side. So we're really going to lean back as far as we can. My heart is facing the heavens here. And then, like a bird, turn the hands and elongate the spine. This is an inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And again, you can kind of wiggle that pinky here as well. Inhale. This is really like trying to really move each spinal segment as you're doing this. It's like a rolling's happening. Rolling. And you can take this one to another level by, rather than doing just a regular exhale right here, you can actually say that healing sound, that ha sound. So I'm going to do that on this one. Inhale. I'll show it to you from the front. There's a tendency to want to bring your hands here. The hands should be really soft, palms forward. This one will really open up the lower back and the heart. All right, I have one more form for you today. And this one, we're going to use some healing songs as well. We already know one of them, it's that ha sound. And the other one is the he song, and it goes like this. Kind of like we're saying he and really drawing that out. And so this one starts with our hands right about here, just like this. And we're going to inhale, exhale into a little bit of a weight drop. The hands come out. And then we inhale up the center channel, still inhaling. Right around the heart, the hands turn towards each other and we start making the he song. Right here, I'm going to take an inhale. My hands are going to softly roll over, and now they're facing me, and I'm going to make the ha song as I scan down the front of my body. And come back to the starting position. This form is a bit of an energy shower, and really what we're doing here, we're connected to heaven. When our hands roll over, we actually can visualize the palm, the Lao Gung point, connecting to the crown, the Du 20 point, Bai Hui point, and scanning the energy down the entire front of the body. This is the Ren, Du channel to the Ren channel to the perineum, and really you can visualize it going all the way down to the feet, and you come back to the lower dantian here. This is a really powerful one. Ready? Inhale, exhale into a little bit of weight drop. Inhale up the center. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale, empty your breath. Inhale up the center. Let's do 5 more of these. Really soften the hands. Connect to the crown. One more. Let's rest with our hands on lower dantian for a moment. Let's mindfully bring our hands to the kidneys, the lower back. Rest here for a moment. Rub those kidneys a little bit. Back to the lower dantian. And there's a fun little practice for you as we transition into fire. I hope you enjoyed.